Hey friends, welcome to Kirbylicious Podcast. This is a space where I bring together two generations, an older voice and a younger voice, to share their lived experiences and wisdom around a topic. And today, I want to reflect on my conversation with Chris and Caitlyn because honestly, this was one of the most healing conversations I've had this entire season. There was something about Chris's presence that felt different, calm, grounded, peaceful. And I know that might sound strange, but sometimes you can feel someone's energy in your body, right? And being in the room with him felt like exhaling. And then Caitlyn, our younger guest, her honesty, resilience, and acceptance of where she is in life right now really moved me too. And what made this conversation so beautiful is that they perfectly complemented each other. Caitlyn reminded me of a younger version of myself. At 26, I was living in Bangkok, Thailand, building my company Kirby Studios with absolutely no idea how to run a company. I just knew I had to create something because I couldn't find the opportunities I was looking for. So I built my own path. And listening to Caitlyn talk about working at the movie theater, doing paid gigs while still pursuing writing opportunities, I really respect that because, sometimes you just do what you have to do to survive. And I think when we were younger, there's so much pressure to already be someone, to already have it figured out, to already be successful. But becoming doesn't work like that. Sometimes becoming looks like uncertainty. Sometimes it looks like survival jobs. Sometimes it looks like confusion. And that doesn't mean you're failing. And then there's Chris, our elder guest. Listening to him speak felt like what inner peace can actually look like. The way he talked about equanimity, about observing life instead of reacting to it, really stayed with me. Because I realized that's the direction I'm moving toward now. Less living from the left brain, more living from the heart, more intention, more awareness, more presence. And honestly, that shift didn't happen naturally for me. It came from pain. Back in 2020, I had a health crisis in New York City. I had tachycardia, a panic attack. I couldn't breathe. And that moment completely changed my life because for the first time, I had to stop. I had to face myself. And through therapy, meditation, mindfulness, I started becoming aware of all the different parts of me. The anxious part, the ambitious part, the fearful part, the playful part. And instead of fighting them, I learned how to hold space for them with compassion, without attachment. And that changed everything. Because the old version of me chased worldly success and certainty. But the version of me now values inner connection, peace, and service. And I think that's what becoming actually means to me now. Living more intentionally, more authentically, living from the heart of service, creating spaces where people feel seen, heard, and safe. But I'll be honest, even with all this awareness, I still struggle. I still get triggered, by my family, society, people's behavior. Because at the end of the day, I am still human. But now I meet those moments differently, with more awareness, more compassion, more softness. And maybe that's growth too. Now, one thing Chris said really stayed with me. He said, the process of becoming is just as important as getting there. And honestly, that hit me deeply because maybe becoming isn't about arrival. Maybe it's about learning how to enjoy the trip. So, if you're listening right now and you feel lost or uncertain about who you are becoming, I want to gently remind you that awareness itself is already a beginning. Feel your feelings, journal them, spend time in nature, and spend time with yourself, and accept that you may not have the answer right now. Because the more you clear the noise from the outside, the more you hear the voice inside. And whatever you believe in, God, the universe, divine guidance, trust that something greater is unfolding through you. Before you go, I'd love to ask you something. Who are you becoming right now? And what is life trying to teach you through this current version of yourself? If something comes up, I'd love for you to share it in the comments. I want to leave you with this. Maybe becoming isn't about becoming someone else. Maybe it's about returning to who you were before the world told you who you had to be. Maybe the anxiety, the confusion, the heartbreak was never there to break you. Maybe it was there to wake you up. And maybe you don't need to rush to arrive anywhere, because life is not asking you to have all the answers. It's asking you to stay open enough to keep listening to yourself, to your heart, to the quiet voice within. And maybe that is enough for now. So stay present, stay open, and trust your becoming. I'll see you in the next episode. And remember, savor your journey one story at a time.